Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars, and Murray Bookchin wanted to liberate the Earth, and that right there is pretty much all you need to know. Murray Bookchin was one of the most radical political philosophers of the 20th century. He was an ecologist, he was an anarchist/libertarian socialist, he was a founding figure of social ecology, which is basically the idea that all of our ecological crisis is rooted in humans dominating other humans, in other words, in hierarchy and domination. He despised capitalism and all that it stood for, and he believed that we couldn't save the Earth with better electric vehicles and carbon credits. Instead, we needed to rewrite the rules of society itself and fundamentally change the way we approach nature to bring human civilization in harmony with what he called first nature. And he really hated techno-utopians, people like Elon Musk, who believed that you can save the world without ever addressing the root causes and without ever changing a single thing about capitalism. By the way, my name is Justin. I run the Champagne Anarchism channel. You can find that on YouTube and on Patreon, and I run a free reading series on there where we break down these great works of leftist literature. And I'm talking about this right now because we are reading The Ecology of Freedom by Murray Bookchin, probably his magnum opus. And as I'm reading and preparing all these videos, I've started to think that there's a lot about modern society that need to be addressed independent of the book. And so I'm making a couple short videos like this one. If you want something more in-depth, you can go to that main reading series and read through this book with us in real time. But for now, let's talk about Elon Musk and techno-utopia. The thing about Elon Musk, apart from the fact that he's a fascist, which he absolutely is, but the thing about Elon Musk is that he really believes in technology. He thinks about technology the way some people think about religion. He thinks that he can bring about utopia by invoking some magical god of Silicon Valley. And the thing is, he kind of needs for that to be the case. And that's why I believe he has bought his own story here. Because if that's not true, if you can't bring about utopia through Silicon Valley, then that means that he's just a monster. And I actually think he can't really live with that. So he's fully convinced himself that this must be true. The techno-utopian future that is pushed by Elon Musk, the Martian colonies of it all, is a very easy thing to embrace because it requires no changes whatsoever. It just requires that you believe in the single great man of history, the Messiah, which is, in this case, people like Elon Musk and billionaires like Jeff Bezos. But then there's Murray Bookchin. And Bookchin doesn't shy away from this word utopia. A lot of people, both now and back when Bookchin was writing, hated the word utopia because they were afraid of it. And Bookchin goes in and embraces the word utopia because he believes that it is actually possible. And Bookchin also doesn't hate technology. He doesn't require us to destroy any of the technology that we have now or by any means scale back the ambitions of human civilization. What he's saying is you need to return to a full-scale democracy, embrace our inner humanity, which he believes is in balance with nature necessarily, and that we have only gotten further away from that, and bring human civilization in harmony with nature. For Bookchin, human evolution is just part of natural evolution. Humans are both a part and part of nature, and until we recognize that duality within ourselves, we won't truly be able to embrace our actual humanity. Murray Bookchin here offers us a radically different vision of what humanity can be and what it can become. It is utopian, but it is also inspiring, and it leaves us with the idea that Musk's vision for the future is small and sad. To borrow a phrase from Arundhati Roy, it is the death of imagination. There's a speech that Murray Bookchin gives in 1978, and it's worth reading in full because it's beautiful, and it's a really, really optimistic speech, and I will link it below, but I'm going to quote from it real quick. He says, "Any society that seeks to create utopia will not only be a society that is free, it also has to be a society that is beautiful. There can no longer be any separation, any more than between mind and body, between art and the development of a free society. We must become artists now, not only ecologists. techno-utopians. The clash of Musk and Bookchin isn't just a clash of personalities, it's a clash of futures. Musk is offering an escape pod, for the rich especially. Bookchin is offering, for everyone, a roadmap to his social ecology. One approach is rooted in hierarchy and domination, and the other is rooted in freedom. And in a world that is facing climate collapse and rising corporate power and the looming specter of fascism, it's pretty clear which vision we actually need. So yeah, Bookchin would have hated Elon Musk. But more than that, Bookchin would have challenged us to do better. Not to wait for a savior, messiah from the tech world, but to truly build something real. So go read some Bookchin, go maybe hug a tree, go organize with your neighbors, go volunteer at a food pantry, go join a radical book club, because these connections that we can build now are going to become all the more important as we get into this new era of humanity. As always, let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.